Hey everyone, Jason here. Today is the day the LEGO Ideas pop-up set is officially released. And today I'm going to show you some of the customizations I made to my copy of the set, including adding the clasp back in. I actually made two versions of the clasp. This one with the clip, which is similar to the one that Grant and I had in our original submission. I also made a version that is just brick built, that you can just pull off. And the advantage of this version is that you can build it just by rearranging some of the pieces in the set. You don't need any additional pieces to do this one. But before we get into that, I'm going to go over some of the other changes I made as well. For example, I swapped the name tiles from the front of the book onto the spine, which adds a little bit more visual interest to the spine of the book, which I think is nice, especially if you are planning to display the book on a bookshelf. It's nice to have that little bit of extra detail on the spine. And I actually also think it draws your attention even more to the beautiful printed tile on the cover of the book without having the name tiles underneath it. I also removed the 1x4 and 1x6 plates on the top of the book and replaced them with tiles. And I actually replaced them all with 1x4 tiles, because even though 1x6 tiles exist in dark green, they're not that common. So you can just use 9 1x4 tiles to do that. If we take a look at the inside of the book, I also color swapped a few of the parts. For example, the hinge plates are originally in black, but I actually much prefer them in dark green. The 1x2 Technic bricks and the window have also been produced in dark green, but they are pretty uncommon. The 1x2 Technic bricks were only ever produced in dark green in one set in 2005. And I just happened to own that set, so I had a few of these lying around. Similarly, the window was only ever produced in dark green in 3 sets around 2010 to 2012. And I don't happen to own any of those sets, so I'll probably just swap this out later. I actually don't mind the original color of these parts since they're not visible from the outside of the book, and when you have a scene inside, they are mostly obscured. The hinge plates, on the other hand, are visible on the outside of the book as black lines on the spine in the original set. The other major change I made was adding studs to the interior of the spine, and this is a really easy change that you can make. All you need to do is swap out one of the regular 1x4 bricks from the spine with one of the 1x4 bricks with studs on the side from the cover, because you definitely don't need all of these studs to hold the cover tiles on. Similarly, I replaced this 1x4 regular brick here with the 1x4 brick with studs on the sides that was here. And having the studs on the inside of the spine just allows you a little more options for adding scenery into the book. For example, I built this, pretty simple little bridge here, which I think, adds a little bit of detail to even just the stock cottage scene. You actually do have a little bit of space to work with here. All you have to do is make sure that whatever pop-up insert you have, it just doesn't interfere with that. And for the most part, you'll get a fair bit of space here that you can build up some scenery. The last thing I did was I actually removed the black 1x2 plate with the bar that anchors the beanstalk. And because I'm planning to design my own interiors for this, I find studs to be a much more flexible and versatile connection for designing scenery. I also really wasn't a big fan of seeing that black plate on the spine of the book. And this way now, all of the black has been removed from the spine. And if I really want to experiment more with using that bar as a connection point, I can always just easily add it back in. I also just modified the beanstalk with some extra pieces so that I can still anchor it to those studs. It's not as strong a connection as the clips on the bar, but it still works. Okay, on to the clasps. I have the original stock set here, and we're first going to go through and see how you can add the brick built clasp to it. So to start with, we're just going to take the edge of the pages off on each side, pop those out, and we're also going to take the cover tiles off on each side as well. And all we're going to do is we're going to remove this black 1x1 brick with studs on both sides. And we're gonna move the green 1x1 brick with stud on one side into its place and rotate it so the stud is facing out. And all we need to do is gently separate them apart. You can just take out a little bit of those pieces. We'll take the black 1x1 out, move the green 1x1 over, make the stud face out. Then we'll reinsert it and we're done. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side, making sure to do it to the brick at the same level. We'll just gently separate those pieces. Take the black 1x1 out, move the green 1x1 over, and put it back in. Now we will reinsert pages, and we can put the cover plates, or tiles I guess, back on. Now we have those two studs which we can join just by putting some pieces in there. You can actually just use any 1x6 brick or 1x6 plates that you have in your collection, but we actually already have some in this set. And we can take the decorative pieces from either side of the door off, and we'll get the two 1x6 plates. We'll put them together and we'll put one of the 1x6 tiles on top. And there you go. We have a nice clasp. It actually does a good job of securely fastening the covers together. Now, if you actually still want to maintain the look of the cottage, you can actually just put the tile back on either side. If you just have two plates high on this, it can catch underneath the edge of the cover tiles and kind of push them off. So it helps that if they are actually 3 plates high. But we can actually just use some of the extra pieces that came with the set. For example, a 1x1 square tile and the 1x1 round tile. And it doesn't quite look as nice, but it does the job. It just makes sure that the edge remains above the cover tiles so that when you pull it off, it doesn't get stuck underneath them. For the clip-based clasp, you're going to want 2 of these 1x2 plates with a bar on the end, a 1x4 plate, a 1x4 tile, 2 1x1 bricks with a clip on the side. And if you actually don't have any of these bricks, you can just build one using a 1x1 plate with a clip and 2 1x1 plates. You'll also want 2 1x1 plates and 2 1x1 tiles in dark green to match the cover of the book. All of these other parts you can use whatever colors you want. I'm just showing you them in gray here so that it's easier to see. And for the clasp itself, you're just going to put the 2 1x2 plates with bars on either end on top of the plate, and then the tile on top of that. And there is your clasp. And for the changes necessary on the book itself, we are essentially going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to take the cover tiles off. We're going to take the page edges off. Now where we had that 1x1 brick facing out, we're going to take that off. And we're actually going to take the 1x2 plate that was underneath it off as well. And we're going to replace it with a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 tile at the edge. And that's because otherwise that stud that was there would interfere with the clasp. Now instead of the 1x1 brick with stud on the side, we're going to put our 1x1 brick with the clip. And I actually use a black one in my version, but it doesn't really matter what color you use, as it'll be covered up by the tile. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Take those pieces out, take the 1x1 with the stud out, take the 1x2 plate that was under it out as well, replace it with a 1x1 plate and a 1x1 tile, and then add our 1x1 brick with the clip on. And we're going to add that back in with the clip facing out. Now we're going to replace those page edges, place cover tiles, and now we have 2 clips facing out that we can connect our clasp to. And the advantage of this clasp is that if you unclip one side of it, the other side stays clipped to the book, so it's always connected to the book even when it's open. And it gives you a nice secure clasp to hold the book closed, so you can pick up the book with one hand. It's really easy to move around and you don't have to worry about it falling open when you're handling it. And that is about all I wanted to talk about in this video. I am really excited that the pop-up book is finally available. I can't wait to see what you guys build for custom interiors or even completely custom themed books. If you want to share your photos on social media, you can use the hashtag #BuildYourPopUpBook and I'll be able to find them. As always, thanks for watching, keep on building, and I'll see you next time. If I can find them, I know I had them around here somewhere. Where the heck did I just put them? Okay, I found them.